Before Nintendo announced that Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door was coming to Nintendo Switch, a close friend and I were having a discussion about it. I vaguely recall it stemming from a discussion about how great it was to see Metroid Prime back and how good that was. The conversation bobbed and weaved, but ultimately we both agreed that Nintendo should absolutely bring back The Thousand Year Door. But where we struggled initially was how it should be done. Eventually we both agreed though, really, nothing much needed touching. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is lauded as one of the best RPGs of its era and certainly as the best in the series, so all it needed was, and I quote, a good HDing up and pop it out on Switch. Well, thankfully Nintendo was listening it seems, but also decided to go further than that. The reason though that neither of us felt it needed much is that we both loved the original deeply and found it fairly flawless even back on GameCube in 2004. Bizarre dialogue you wouldn't expect in a Mario game at the time, let alone a Nintendo title, engaging battle mechanics, an almost Metroidvania-like progressive power-up system, and just achingly gorgeous visuals. And so far, playing the game on Switch in 2024, it feels like it fits, and frankly is a tonic to almost everything else out there. I make no bones about this, I'd be stunned if someone playing this game for the first time and without knowing just guessed it was a remake. It's still got whip-sharp dialogue, cheeky one-liners and characters that stand out despite looking like everything else in the Mario series. It feels every bit a modern RPG. There's an argument it might be too slow or a little too easy during its opening hours, but what RPG these days isn't? It's also still clever, and my aging memory had all but forgotten that while you control Mario, who communicates with his Mario noises and fist bumps, you also switch to both the captured Princess Peach and Bowser, and with this I discovered how clever and funny it was all over again. Peach's story, so far, revolves around teaching the most perfect computer ever to love. Even in these small segments there are moments I wouldn't want to spoil, and the first time you control Bowser properly is, well, it remains a developer at the top of its game and a true bravo moment. The turn-based battles as Mario feature the same timing-based inputs that the more recent Paper Mario titles do. Whichever move you select, there will be a different timing-based minigame within the battle. You'll time Mario's jumps as they land on enemy heads to get a second hit in, or you'll hold the left stick and release it at the right time to make Koops do double damage with his shell attack. There are guard timings too that can reduce or negate damage, and a more tricky perfect parry style defense press that will not only stop an enemy hurting you, but retaliate with a hit of your own. Leveling up is slightly different as you're awarded star points in each battle, more points for a higher difficulty battle or more enemies, and when you get to 100 you get to level up. Upon doing so you will choose between upgrading your health, magic points, flower power, or your badge slots. These slots allow you to equip modifiers to Mario and Party or even add moves. You might want to increase your defense when you're below 5 HP, or maybe you want to equip the Earth Ground Pound badge that you found because enemies come in all shapes and sizes and some will require certain moves or party members to actually damage them at all. After all, you can't have Mario jumping on a spiky enemy's head, right? Areas of the game world have obvious sections that you will come back to later, and it's thanks to your party's abilities that adventuring has that Metroidvania feel. The second party member you meet is Koops, and he has the ability to let Mario throw him out ahead of him in his shell, which means you can reach objects that Mario couldn't on his own. But it's not just party members either, and other abilities will mean you can find secrets, new paths, and explore more deeply. Turning Paper Mario into a paper aeroplane never gets old, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. But of course, all of this was in the original, and you may consider this a primer if you've never played that original title, but there are also clever quality of life improvements for the 2024 remake. First of all, of course it looks absolutely stunning, but there are subtle under-the-hood changes that make it feel smoother and quicker. For example, the party size is 2, and you used to have to go into the menus to switch out your party members. Now, holding a button in-game brings up a radial-type quick switching choice, and like everything else in this game, that's just smart. So unless you've just recently played Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, I can't really see a reason that why any fan of the original wouldn't want to find an excuse to go through this adorable romp again. While I've only played the opening hours of the game so far on Switch, it still feels fresh, but also a bit like coming home. There's a reason this game is lauded so highly, and this Switch remake version feels like it's doing justice to this classic, timeless title. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door is coming to Nintendo Switch on May 23rd, 2024, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any future content from us. Leave a comment if it's your first time playing this game when it comes out in May, or if you're just really excited to revisit it. Let us know, and we'll speak to you in the next video. Bye bye for now.